Tony, welcome.
Thank you.
We were talking a little bit about polo, and you were talking about the senior league that you're looking to start here in Cabo. Why don't we start there?
So basically, I've been here, part of the polo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was the original guy who brought polo into Cabo back in 2008.
But your first journey to Cabo in the area was how long ago?
And my first stop in Cabo was 1991. I bought some properties at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I came and gone. I lived in California, so predominantly we stopped by Cabo every so often, and that was it. And in 2008, I decided to put polo in the region, and the mayor of region thought I was crazy. And polo is supposed to be only in England, and I educated him, and he allowed me and gave me permits to bring polo.
Right.
So we started the first tournament in November 2008, and that was a beach polo on the Pacific side.
Right.
And that beach polo, we invited the champion of Chile, Canada, US, and Mexico as well, ourselves. We played that tournament. As of today, that beach polo in entire Mexico still is number one. Wow. So then we continued with the theme of polo in the region. Now I have a second location in my own private properties. And then now I'm taking it to the next level. Basically, I like to have three different divisions of polo. First division would be youth polo. Mm-hmm. We take kids, boys or girls, from 10 to end of 17. We create a youth polo. Currently, we have two students. They've been with us over 2 years. And one started at 9, the other one at 13. Brother, sister, they're doing great. They're going to play tournament with professionals this coming weekend. The next weekend. Weekend of 9th and 10th of November.
Right.
So we're going to beef this up, and we're going to have a division of youth polo. Then we're going to have our regular adults, which is middle age, 20, 30, 40s. Mm-hmm. And then this is something that hasn't been done anywhere yet.
Anywhere in Cabo? Or?
Anywhere in the world.
All right.
I'm a lifetime member of United States Polo Association. I'm also a member of Federation International Polo. Polo is played in 182 countries.
And there's only 200 countries in the world,
exactly. Right? Over 180 play polo, but the population of polo players worldwide, it cannot be more than probably 60,000, 50 to 60,000. Very, very exclusive. Not too many people get involved with it. Number one is dangerous. Number two is expensive. Mm-hmm. And number three, you really have to be dedicated. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a division of senior polo. Yeah. Senior polo is going to be from 50 years old and up, men or women. Currently, we have myself, I'm 70 years old. We have a 64-year-old attorney from Virginia that is retired here. Mm-hmm. So, and we just signed up a lady this morning from Alberta, Canada, at 65 years old. Yeah. That we're beefing up on that population. I have an American gentleman from LA. He's 55. We have another lady somewhere in the U.S. And she's there over 50 years old, 51 or 2. So we already have the population. So I'm going to have 3 divisions of polo, right. Youth and regular age and senior.
How long ago, Tony, did you get involved in polo?
So polo, the sport of polo comes from my old country, Iran. Mm. There is a lot of conversation between Chinese and Persians that who started, and the Chinese and the dynasties, they started polo, but that was 1,500 years ago. Mm. Persian started polo, came up with the design of the polo 2,500 years ago. Wow. By King Darius the First. He came up with this sport to train his military to ride with one hand. So they can use the other hand for the sword. Mm-hmm. That's how the polo came about. So this sport been around for a lot. Love the polo, terrified of horses, me as a character. So I just love horses, but it's just, I couldn't handle the fear of it. I started 21 years ago. I was 49 years old when I first ever put foot and stirrup and got on a horse.
Wow.
And I was looking for every excuse to stop. Polo is played right hand. If you're a lefty, you still have to train your right hand to play polo. And I am severe lefty. So that was a great excuse. I was going to jump off. The instructor didn't let me and said, no, we have professional players, lefty, they play right, blah, blah, blah. So 21 years ago.
And was it here in Cabo that you
No,
guys
it
started?
was in California. Well, actually, it was in San Diego, right? Santa Fe Polo Club. And when I started 4 weeks later, I loved it so much. Bought 2 horses, and I was at the club 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And I was hitting the ground every other day. So even at my age, I've been down more than 70 times. And I'm sitting here talking with you, and I'm going to play polo tournament next week.
That's amazing.
So I think, yes, there are those rare accidents, but then again, there's a rare accident when you drive in your car too that
Sure.
you may not come back home or whatever else.
What was it that compelled you to get started? Was it someone you knew, or you just stopped by a polo field and were curious?
It's a very good question. So Ranch Santa Fe Polo Club is in Ranch Santa Fe, San Diego. And we lived in Ranch Santa Fe, passing by the club on a Sunday afternoon to go to a place. And I saw the horses, and me being scared, the distance was good enough. I told her, I'm going to pull over on the side, just look at these pretty horses running up and down. And the announcer starts talking about the polo and says, at this club, even if you're on wheelchair, we can put you on a horse.
Oh, wow.
So my wife turned around and said, well, I don't see a wheelchair and you're in great condition. Why don't you go and see what they're talking about? So I go. And when I went, and yes, they put me on a horse, they called him sofa, couch.
Yeah.
You didn't move, just walk. I said, this is perfect. But then came the mallet, and I want to keep it on my left hand. I said, no, right. And that was a good excuse. I was jumping off the horse, getting in the car and leaving. The guy called me back. I said, no, that's not a good excuse. We already have lefties that play it, so get back on. That's how I started.
And that was 21 years ago.
21 years.
And up to that point, had you ever ridden on a horse?
Never.
Never.
I loved horses, but as long as they were at least 10 meters away from me, that was good enough.
Okay.
I couldn't get close to them because my heart would just not stop.
Yeah.
Non-stop. I had really anxiety and fear with the horse as much as I loved the animal, but I just couldn't get close to them.
And the reality, at least for you and what you've seen in other people, horses actually have a opposite effect on people.
Actuality, then I found out because a few years ago we even had an equine therapy here, which I had it with several partners, and they didn't have the passion that I had. And we had to shelf the idea, which I'm going to resurrect it again. Exactly, you're right. Equine therapy started over 50 years ago in Germany, then the rest of Europe, then came to US, and past 7 to 10 years, it came to Mexico too. And equine therapy right now is one of the most important therapy for adults or young people that they have any kind of physical or mental or combination of two problems.
Emotional, like
Absolutely.
PTSD and anxiety.
Absolutely.
Depression.
If you would listen to the tape that Mariano Lemos did last week, one gentleman from LA, he's the one that's 55 years old, very big guy, very strong guy, and he said, before I started this, I had anxieties, I had a problem with people, I used to get mad at everybody, want to rip everybody's head off, but now I'm a happy guy.
Yeah.
I'm really balanced, and every time I get on the horse, all my pressure gets released, and I'm just a happy guy. His name is, well, I don't want to call his name.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I don't know polo. I've been over to your polo club a couple times, and it's really a contrast from what I'm used to seeing, because I'm used to seeing boats, fishing, golf. That's Cabo.
Yes.
And to see horses and polo is very strange.
It's a very, very exclusive sport, but it's been around over 2,000 years. It's just the crowd that it grabs it's special breed, I would say, or people that they want to push the envelope a little bit further.
Yeah.
You can ride the horse on the beach or on the trail or whatever, and then you can use the horse play polo. Once you run up and down and kneel down, hit the ball, you do that a couple of times, that's it, you're done. It's worse you'll be worse than those poor marlin in the ocean that they get the hook and that's it, you got. It creates so much adrenaline and excitement, all in good terms, that it's just, if you're a golfer, you see, golf is great, but this does something else. Fishing is great, but this does something else. It's all the element the main element is the horse. The horse is the one that creates that relationship with you. And you have 1,500 pound animal between your legs, all muscles. And that animal will do exactly what you want him to do. And that animal plays the polo with you. Our horses are polo players. Becomes a team.
So Tony, I know polo on grass fields, and they're on grass fields in Cabo. It's all sand and dirt, and your club is actually on dirt. Is that just a misconception I have?
No, your conception is correct, but then again, we need to take you back to the history. When the polo got created over 2,000 years ago, it was always played on dirt.
Oh, okay.
Always on soft ground and never grass. And we call that skin field in the definition of our world of polo. Then from that, we created arena polo, which we took, again, nice level ground. We put fence around it, and we played arena polo. And that polo was played in Persia, in whole Asia, then came to India. And when the military of England saw Indians getting on the horse, chasing after the ball right under, no grass, they really liked it. They took it to England. But when they took it to England, it went on grass.
Okay.
Due to the fact that England is always rain and this and that, and they have little dirt and a whole lot of greenery. So it went on grass just about 130, 40 years ago. And please don't quote me on the numbers.
But the majority of the time was on sand. On dirt.
Absolutely. It always was on the dirt. Till about less than 200 years ago, it got on dirt and grass. So from there, it came to U.S., and from U.S. went to South America. Argentinian took it, and again in Argentina, it's the same way. Very little dirt and a lot of pastures and green meadows. So it's been played on the grass. Now we have what we call outdoor polo, which is on the grass. And that square footage is somewhere around 11 to 12 acre of field. And that field is big enough to put 3 football, soccer field inside of it. It's that big.
Okay. And the dirt that you have at your polo club
the arena polo is 100 yard by 50 yard.
All right.
In other words, 150 feet by 300 feet. That's a regulation arena, and that's what mine is. And that's, of course, you have to fix the base. You can just take any piece of dirt and do that. You have to process the dirt and make sure the footing is good. And then you put dirt and sand, all of that good stuff, and put the fence.
Is running a polo club a good business?
And for me, it's not a business because number one is a passion. Number two, I have several other businesses. My daytime job was a commercial insurance broker. I insured construction industry over 40 years in the United States. I went to school to study electrical engineering, computer science, mathematics. I'm a math guy. So as you see, has nothing to do with polo. But when I picked up polo, I said, I'm going to put all my time and effort and money into polo. My passion is to promote polo and to have as many people as possible before I die and to learn this sport. And if I'm part of it, that's wonderful.
And You mentioned earlier, polo is an expensive sport, and it has historically been reserved for the affluent. For the average people like myself that want to play, what opportunities exist?
So, sport of polo, you can play it many different ways. If you want glory and trophies, nothing but, then you need to spend a lot of money. That's where it gets expensive. Because sport of polo is the only sport that you can put amateurs and professionals together in the same team in the same tournament.
How is that?
The amateurs become the patrons. That means they're the one forming a team, and they hire professionals in their team to play for them in the tournament.
Okay.
That's where it gets expensive. So if you play low-level polo, you hire a cheaper professional. When you play high-level polo, you hire higher professional. So a 10 goal, we start the handicap on polo from -2, that's first you put foot on a horse, to 10. A 10 goaler plays in a high-level polo will charge $1 million a month.
A month?
A month.
Just to play?
Just to play. Yeah, he comes with his horses. You have to take care of everything. Okay?
Shipping the horse, feeding the
everything.
horse.
He just shows up with his horses and plays the polo, tries to win the game for you, and he charges you $1 million a month to do that. That's why it gets so expensive.
How do people make money in polo? I mean, obviously the rider, the player makes $1 million a month.
Okay, so professionals are the only one make money. All the rest of us, we spend the money.
All right.
So, and you probably find no more than 5% clubs around the world that they would run into black.
All right.
Predominantly, if we break even, we're happy.
Right.
So if you open up a polo club, you're not opening a polo club to pay your bills and take care of your family. You open a polo club because you love this sport.
That's why you sold the insurance.
Exactly. So you have to have a base. Thank God I have money, and I like to piss it off in polo. So I make it very affordable, very reasonable. So my students, I always discuss with them to see what is their finances. I work around it. If somebody has a lot of heart for the sport, I even put, I probably have them playing near free if they want to. But if they have a lot of heart for the sport. Because there are a lot of wannabes. They want to look good on the horse, so the girls or guys, they say, wow, that he or she is playing polo. If you put that on the side and you have a lot of passion for this sport, and there are a lot of people like me, owners of different clubs around the world, that they will work with these folks. The one program we have is Work to Play, Work to Write program, which we have in U.S. for the past 10 years. So you're very poor and you don't have money, but you love the horses and you love the polo. You come to our club, we put you to work, we give you side works, you do. In return, we train you how to become a polo player for zero cost.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. Predominantly young people take that because adults still, they have a daytime job. Kids from school, after school, weekends or summers, they come, we train them for free, and they return it with doing some chores around the club.
So obviously polo is your passion. It's not making you money, but you do own quite a bit of real estate, and you had a good mind to actually put the club in the center and surround it by a lot of residential lots. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So basically, an polo equestrian center always was in my mind. And luckily in the region from San Diego to here, there isn't any. I'm the only game in town. So there's a lot of golf courses, a lot of golf community, and tennis and this, that, the other. But there is no polo, there is no equestrian center. So that was in my mind. I said, I have all these properties, so why don't I put the sport that I love the best right in the middle of it, and then create home sites around it. And it would be very interesting to those folks that, number one, love horses. And you don't have to be a polo player, but if you like horses, you like to be in that kind of community. So that was my mentality, and I decided, okay, I'm going to do it this way. So I am, for the time being, maybe tomorrow somebody outdo me, but for today, I'm the only game in town. And yes, I'm creating an equestrian center because the reason I'm saying that, not a polo center, because even those folks that they like horses, but they don't like polo, but they want to jump or they want to do style riding, which is dressage, we want to have ability to help them as well.
Okay. And for those that love horses and polo's not their game, like you were saying, equestrian style, you have stables on the property also, correct?
Yes. Right now we have 25 stalls, well made and shaded and everything for our horses. And my first location that I'm going to resurrect it next couple of months, we're going to put another 25 to 30 stables. So number one, we want to make sure we take care of our horses like our children.
Yeah.
So our horses, they have to be dewormed regularly. They have to be vaccinated for diseases. Even their teeth have to be grinded every 2 years. Nobody believes that, but no.
The teeth grow?
Yes. So basically, the horse, as it gets older, the teeth keeps growing. And yes, they eat the hay, but they're still not grinding enough on their teeth. And so every 2 years, we have to bring the vet that has a specialty, and they go and they spend 30 to 45 minutes per horse to grind all their teeth.
You okay?
Yeah. he was holding his mouth.
Ivan behind the camera is like grabbing his mouth. I'm like, you okay? He's like, grinding my teeth.
Yeah. No, we do all of that. We do all of that, and of course, shoeing every 6 weeks, and so on and so forth. So if our members, they want to have their own horse, buy their own horse, or buy one of ours, we maintain those horses for them. We have a staff that they're well trained to do the job. So basically, we want to be a one-stop shop. Why? Because we are in a region that nothing is available. As we all know about Cabo, that I know for 34 years, Cabo is an island.
That's right.
So everything has to come to Cabo. Now, if you're in California or middle of USA or some of these other countries, yes, there is plenty of availability. But when you come here, everything has to be there. So I want to make sure anything to do with the horses, I'll be the solution.
Yeah.
So whether it's room and board, whether it's practicing, exercising, and training for different style, all of that good stuff.
So your club is located inside of the Rolling Hills project, but it's separate from Rolling Hills.
Yes.
And so you get the benefit of the entrance and the security.
Yes.
But you're tucked on the side and you have great ocean views. You're behind a gate. What amenities are you planning, aside obviously the horse amenities, for the development and the owners?
So for my little community that is about a little over 60 lots for my polo community, we have in part of it, we have an HOA of our own, nothing to do with rolling. Is we use their entrance. We have a contract with them to use their entrance and security for a fee. So that's that. But we are completely independent from Rolling Hills. And we have our own HOA guidelines. And inside of that, as far as the amenity, once we have 50% occupancy with these a little over 60 lots, we will have swimming pool, jacuzzi, barbecue, picnic area, tennis court, a clubhouse at the equestrian center, small restaurant bar at the equestrian center. And we even going to build 20 mini storages for our homeowners.
Of course.
That if they want to put their excess in the mini storage, we have that available to them too. So that's the part of our plan. And our main roads will be paved at the 50-50 cost between the homeowner and the developer. So we want to have a place that is worthy of polo. So it has to be nice. It has to be first class. And I'm very much of a perfectionist.
Well,
I don't do things half-half.
And that's what's impressed me, and also that your 30 years being present here.
On and off.
On and off, but you've been here for a number of years full time now, right?
For 4 years. Well, we started January 21.
So COVID, pandemic.
Yeah, so it's almost 4 years. And then I decided, because we sold the business in U.S., I had a little more time, so I was going to spend all of that time here. First thing we did, we built a giant house to make sure everybody knows where we are.
In the project.
Yeah,
right?
in one of the lots. And then we started manicuring all the lots, putting in electricity, subdivision map. All the lots, they have their own separate title. Everything is done before anybody buys any of my lots.
Right.
I like complete finished lot, finished grade, so there is no surprises.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you want to build on your home site, and there is a giant rock that's going to cost you $50,000 to get up.
Yeah.
No. Mine, all fields are cut, ready to build tomorrow. Electricity, we use the Starlink for internet, and we use cistern for the water, and we use water treatment plant for sewage.
Okay, and then underground electricity.
Underground, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
And for you, it's really important to not have surprises for your clients, your owners that come into the project. That's something that a lot of developers aren't doing in today's market.
Well,
or always in Mexico.
Well, the main reason is I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
And I'm in that giant house, so everybody knows where I am. I don't want problem. I don't want headaches. I don't want people knock on my door. Yeah. Knock on my door, say hi, that's fine. But other than that, no. Yeah. So for that reason, I'm trying to eliminate whatever possible problem that they may have. And I'm not a builder. I do not build. I just sell my dirt. But I also sell my dirt with a list of constructors that help build that giant house, honest, straight, good people, that they don't want to gouge you and take all your money and don't do the job and halfway leave the project. Right. So that I will offer, and for that reason, I want to make sure, at least as a land developer, I put everything that I'm supposed to put on the table correctly, legally. I don't do illegal crap. Okay, that's not my forte. Everything has to be done right.
And you've never worked with a real estate brokerage. Working with Ronival is the first time. Isn't that correct?
When we had our big project at the first location, that was supposed to be $100 million project. That was supposed to be 110 home sites, 37 suite hotel, 65 condominiums, 12 shops, 2 polo fields, 1 arena, 80 stables, 6 apartments, all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that in 2011, we went to bed with Sotheby's, and Sotheby's were supposed to market that property. And contrary to their name, which is a very good name, the folks that I was dealing with here in Cabo, they didn't deliver. They didn't deliver at all. My background is sales over 40 years. And I was one of the best ones. That's why I made a bunch of money. So when somebody comes and tells me a story, I walk away. I don't have time for stories. So far, you guys being most professional and most willing to put your money where your mouth is. Try to help the property owners sell their property.
Right.
So that I give you guys a credit.
And we're just getting started, and I'm really excited for the tournament that's coming in a little over a week. It's going to be great for the destination. It's really going to put a spotlight on polo in Cabo.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited because of the new people that will be introduced to the area and the people that are already here, like you were just mentioning, the lady that wanted to ride a horse but got hooked onto polo.
Now she's starting their first lesson today.
Right. And at 65 years old.
And yeah, she's not young. So it's like I said, when you come to me, I will see your ability. I push you gently till the place that you tell me to stop, and I stop. But when I see potential, I help. And it doesn't matter how much it costs out of my pocket. Like I said, when it comes to this polo, For me, money is not an object.
Yeah.
And I have the means to support it. So, but if you like polo, you're my best friend already.
Fantastic. Well, Tony, thank you very much. In closing, I just want to leave everyone with your vision. The vision of the Polo Club and all of your property. Where do you see it in 5 to 10 years?
In my little corner, the reason we're in Pacific, because the climate for the horses. Because what we do with the horses, play polo, we demand a lot of work from them in very short time. So climate in Pacific is what helps us to play this sport 10 months out of the year. I was offered free land and free field, free water, free everything in San Jose. Unfortunately, humidity and the difference in temperature, it would allow us only play maybe 3 months out of the year. So the sport is very expensive. Maintenance of the horses are very expensive. So you just want to use them for 3 months. It's not doable. So I'm going to be there 5 years from now, 7 years from now, 10 years from now, unless I drop that tomorrow. I don't know that. But does another developer going to open something up somewhere else? I'm hoping they do, but I'm hoping also they keep under consideration the climate and temperature for the horses. Again, without our horse partner, we cannot play polo. That's very simple.
Do you see it like in 5 years, a couple dozen lots sold, a couple dozen houses out there? Because right now there's your house, and has anyone else started building on the polo lots?
And I have, so far, the lots that have been sold, it's been just word of mouth, my friends from the USA. And is 3 of them supposed to start next year, early part of next year. And so that's where it's at.
All right.
For right now.
And are you thinking that it's going to be an annual type tournament, or is that just a one-off special thing?
No, it's starting 2025. We're going to have 3 tournaments.
Wow.
One in March, one in July, and one in November. And then we have our weekly practice games every Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays we start at 10, Sundays we start at 11. Okay. So those, it's ongoing, but our big tournaments, next year we're going to have 3 of them actually.
And for the one event this year, the dates. It's in November. What dates?
And so we start the game on 8th. We do our elimination on Friday the 8th. Saturday it'll be semifinal, and Sunday the 9th. And November 10th, Sunday, it will be the final.
Okay.
And at the final, we're going to have hat contests for the ladies, and yours truly will give them their gifts. Well, it's going to be a money gift. And we're going to have our chef Silviano is going to make some finger food with his beer and wine, so people can enjoy that. We have a wine company and a tequila company. They're going to do wine tasting and tequila tasting Saturday and Sunday.
Fantastic. And how many people are you anticipating?
And usually Saturdays are lighter because folks here, they work till 1 o'clock and we start at 12. So we may have somewhere around 100, 120 on Saturday. But our last April tournament on Sunday, we had well over 250 people.
Fantastic.
So let's see what happens this year.
All right, we'll see you there.
We already have confirmed paid over 100 for our VIP balcony, which is almost full for the Sunday.
And if people are interested in getting tickets, where do they go?
So they can go to clubpolocabo.com and they see the contact information. Yeah. There is an email address. They can send an email. It comes right to me, and I give it up to my staff to help them out and get it going.
Perfect. Tony, thank you very much for stopping in and talking about polo.
Absolutely. Pleasure is all mine when it comes to polo, believe me.
All right, fantastic. And everyone, if you want more information, contact us. It's Cabo Polo. It's located just 10 minutes outside of Cabo San Lucas on the Pacific. It is something you want to see. I've been there a couple times. You would not believe it. And if you're in town, the first week of November, stop on by to the tournament. Make sure to get the tickets from Tony himself. And until the next one, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate. And follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.